Hi, it's Paul from howtoplaybassdotcom here. Got a quick lesson for you on how to play the bass line to Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis. I did do a lesson on this before, about 18 months ago, but some of it's been blocked in some territories because I used some snippets from the original recording to play along to. That's the reason why I no longer use those snippets anymore in any of my lessons, so they don't get blocked by YouTube's copyright filters. In the original lesson that I taught, I simplified the bass line and it was very eighth note orientated, where actually the real bass line has got some 16th notes in, and I've put those 16th notes into this lesson. If you're a beginner just starting to advance forward, this is a good tune to start getting to grips with 16th notes, because the tempo of the tune is relatively modest, and so the actual physical demands of playing the 16th notes won't be too great for you. So it's a good way to start looking at 16th notes, and it's an iconic tune. I think Oasis's finest hour. I've always loved playing this tune live. It's a great tune. Just before we head over to the lesson, don't forget to head over to my website and subscribe to my free monthly e-zine. You get a free bass lesson every month. It's going to be video and PDF. Plus there's a string of video and PDF lessons that you get for free as a thank you for signing up. So the link's underneath the video if you're watching on YouTube. So head over there and sign up. After you've seen the lesson, let's crack on with the lesson. Let's go look at the verse figure. Okay, here's the basic verse pattern. 4-bar pattern that repeats twice. It also forms the basis of the chorus. Play through it with the metronome, then we'll talk through the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it starts off in C, 3rd fret of the A string. Play twice on C, then down to B, 2nd fret of the A string, then down to G, 3rd fret of the E string, and then you've got a passing note before you get to the next bar. The last 16th note of bar 1 is a G sharp, which is the 4th fret of the E string. So that bar is. Then you're on to the second bar, which is this. And you've got A, 5th fret of the E string, repeat A, and G, 3rd fret of the E string, excuse me, and then you're down to the open E string. And then the third bar starts on F. So it's almost like 2 4-note patterns. So it's F, 1st fret of the E string played 3 times, then F sharp, 2nd fret of the E string, then up to G, 3rd fret of the E string again, and then to B, 2nd fret of the A string, and then the last bar is back to C. So you've got 3 notes on C, then you've got 2 open A strings, G at the 3rd fret of the E string, B, 2nd fret of the A string. Now the second time you play through that, what you can do, rather than play that B, is stay on the G. So the 8th bar would be this. And that leads us very nicely to the first note of the pre-chorus, which is F. So let's go. The pre-chorus is a 12-bar pattern. The first 6 bars are a 2-bar pattern that's played 3 times. So we'll play that first, and then we'll look at the next section. 3, 4. Okay, so before we move on and look at the last 6 bars, we'll look at those bars. The first bar is mostly F. It's okay, so F's the 1st fret of the E string, and the last 2 notes G, 3rd fret of the E string, and the open A string. Then the second bar, which is in C, is this, which is C, 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 A, C, A, G, C, B, C, A. A is always the open A string, G is the 3rd fret of the E string, B is the 2nd fret of the A string. So that's it. I'll play the 2-bar pattern again really slowly. So it repeats that 2-bar pattern 3 times. Then we've got this 6 bars. Play with the metronome. 3, 4. And then that C would be the first note of the chorus. Let's look at those 6 bars. First bar is just G, 3rd fret of the E string, and the rhythm's this. The next bar is G sharp. Again, there are no other notes. The rhythm's this. It's G sharp, by the way, 4th fret of the E string. Third bar is A and G, 5th and 3rd frets of the E string respectively. This is the rhythm. And then you've got the 4th bar of the second 6 bars is F and the open E string, apart from the last note, which is an F sharp. So that 4th bar of this second 6 bar is this. So it's F, E, F, E, F, E, F, G sharp. Then the next bar is very similar but shifts up to G, so you've just got G and F sharp, 3rd and 2nd frets of the E string. Then the last bar of the pattern, again very similar, does that G to F sharp pattern 3 times, and then on the last beat you've got G and then open A and B, and then that leads us nicely to C, which is the first note of the chorus. The chorus is essentially the same as the basic verse figure. I'll play that figure again. 4. Okay, that's essentially what the chorus is built off. Now, there's some minor variations. We'll deal with the first chorus first. What happens is when you get back to the last bar, which is C again, and then would lead you back to C, what Oasis do to then lead you into verse 2 is they make the chorus essentially a 7-bar pattern, and then they put that 4-bar figure in again, this 4-bar figure. And that would then take you back to the verse, or verse 2 that would be. The second time that they do the chorus is an 8-bar figure. You've got that basic 4-bar figure, which is repeated twice. The only difference is that at the end of the chorus, the 8th bar, instead of playing this, and going up to the B, which then will lead to the C, what they do is they play this, which is just C, 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 open A, G, G, and that leads, on the second chorus, that leads nicely down to the F, which is the first note of the pre-chorus, which is the figure they use under the guitar solo. And then the third chorus, you've got a repeating chorus, and you could actually use either of those figures, either this one, because then you've got the B, which leads nicely to the C, or you could use this pattern and finish on the G, which also leads nicely to the C and the next chorus. It's really up to you on that one, on which of those figures you use, but essentially that's what they do, and you've just got to watch out for that in the choruses, because you have to treat each chorus slightly different. If you have a listen to the original recording, you'll soon work it out. So if you put those parts together carefully, correlate them to the original recording, you will be able to play through Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis. It's a good way to start, if you're a beginner, to start looking at 16th notes and 16th note rhythms, as the tempo is relatively modest. During the lesson, the metronome was set to 80 beats per minute. Just before I go, just quickly remind you, if you haven't already, follow the link at the bottom of this video if you're watching on YouTube. Head over to my website and sign up for my free monthly easy, and you get a free lesson every month. Plus there's a series of goodies, video and PDF lessons that you get as a thank you for signing up. The first one of which is Sex on Fire by the Kings of Leon. So go and do that, and I'll catch you in the next video.